Shane Van Gisbergen was ninth with 7 laps to go at Talladega. A top 10 finish was right there. He had stayed clean for 188 laps. He had done everything right. Then on the very last lap, 2 cars hit him from both sides at the same time. He climbed out of the wreck, grabbed his radio, and said 3 words: "I'm okay." This is what really happened that day. The Jack Links 500 at Talladega Superspeedway, 188 laps, 40 cars, one of the most unpredictable races in all of motorsport. Talladega is not like any other track. Cars run in giant packs at over 190 miles per hour, inches apart from each other, for hours. One wrong move and the whole pack goes with you. Drivers call it the Big One, waiting to happen. And at Talladega, it always happens. Going into this race, Shane Van Gisbergen was in the number 97 Trackhouse Racing Chevrolet. SVG is the New Zealand driver who shocked NASCAR back in 2023 when he won on his very first Cup Series start at the Chicago Street Race. He knows how to race, he knows how to survive, and for most of this race, he was doing exactly that: surviving, moving forward, staying clean. But there was another driver having a very different kind of day. A young driver. A driver nobody expected to be at the front. His name is Carson Hocevar. He drives the number 77 for Spire Motorsports. And on this day, Hocevar was not just surviving. He was hunting. Here is where everything changed. 7 laps to go. The race was tight. Cars were packed together like a fist. Eric Jones in the number 43 Legacy Motor Club Toyota was running in 3rd place. Third, a great spot to be with 7 laps left at Talladega. Then Carson Hocevar drove up next to him. A hip check. That is what it was. Hocevar made contact with Jones and sent the number 43 Toyota straight into the inside wall before the tri-oval. Jones had no chance. The car went hard into the barrier and came to a stop in the grass. Now here is the key moment. Jones could not get his car out of the grass. The yellow flag had to come out. 7 laps remaining. Caution. And that caution changed everything. When the field came back together under yellow, here is how they lined up. Chris Buescher in the number 17 RFK Racing Ford Mustang was at the front. Hocevar was right behind him in 2nd. Alex Bowman 3rd. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 4th. And SVG, he was 9th. His Trackhouse teammate Ross Chastain was 10th right behind him. A top 10 was sitting right there. Both Trackhouse cars in the top 10 with a few laps to go. All they had to do was survive the restart. But this is Talladega. Nothing is ever that simple. The field is about to go green again, 3 laps left. Buescher and Hocevar on the front row. And somewhere in the pack, SVG is stuck in 9th, looking for a way forward. What happens next will decide the entire race. And for one of these drivers, it will end in disaster. 3 laps to go. Green flag drops. Buescher immediately tries to protect his lead. Hocevar is glued to his bumper, waiting. The two of them are connected like magnets, pulling away from the rest of the field as the giant pack forms behind them. SVG restarts 9th. He tries to find a way up through the pack. But at Talladega, you cannot just decide to move forward. You need help. You need someone to push you, to work with you, to give you a slingshot. And in those 3 laps, SVG could not find it. Meanwhile, up front, the real battle was building. Buescher and Hocevar were side by side entering the tri-oval on the final lap, neck and neck, neither driver giving an inch. Then Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who had been running 4th, made a move. He got into the back of Buescher's number 17 Ford. Not a massive hit, but at Talladega at 190 miles per hour, you do not need a massive hit. You just need a nudge. Buescher got loose. That tiny moment of instability was all Hocevar needed. He cleared Buescher. He shot to the front. The number 77 Spire Motorsports Chevrolet took the lead right at the line. Carson Hocevar wins at Talladega. But wait! Remember, SVG was running 9th in the pack behind them, and while Hocevar was celebrating, the last lap was still happening behind him. Hocevar crosses the line. The crowd goes crazy, but back in the pack, a wreck is about to happen. And SVG, who has been clean all day, is right in the middle of it. That top 10 he has been building toward for 188 laps? It is about to be ripped away in seconds. Ryan Preece, number 60, RFK Racing Ford Mustang. On the last lap, Preece got loose. His car stepped out from under him, and he spun directly across the nose of Van Gisbergen's number 97 Chevrolet. SVG had nowhere to go. From the left, Preece's spinning Ford came right at him. From the right, Austin Dillon in the number 3 Richard Childress Racing Chevrolet was there. SVG got sandwiched, both sides at the same time on the last lap of a 188-lap race. Christopher Bell in the number 20 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota also got caught in the wreck. The cars bounced off each other, sheet metal flying, tires squealing, and SVG's number 97 was done. He climbed out of the car. He grabbed the radio first. "I'm okay." 2 words. That was all he said, but those 2 words told the whole story of his day at Talladega. He was okay, but the result was not. SVG was classified 20th, the second-to-last car still on the lead lap. After 188 laps of clean racing, fighting through traffic, working his way to 9th with 7 to go. All of it ended in a last-lap wreck he had no control over. Remember the beginning of this video? SVG was 9th. A top 10 was in his hands. We told you it was going to be taken away in seconds, and now you have seen exactly how it happened. A crash he did not cause on the very last lap, in the very last seconds of the race. That is Talladega. That is what makes this track different from every other track in America. Now back to the winner, because Carson Hocevar deserves his own moment here. Hocevar is 22 years old. He drives for Spire Motorsports, not Hendrick, not Joe Gibbs, not Penske, Spire. A smaller team, a team that rarely shows up in the winner's circle. But on this day, Hocevar was the best car on the track when it mattered most. Think about what he did. He hip-checked Eric Jones into the wall with 7 laps left. Some people will say that was dirty, others will say that is Talladega racing. But the result is clear. That move triggered the caution that reset the race and put Hocevar in position to win. Then on the restart, he held his nerve for 3 laps against Buescher. He waited. He did not panic. He let Stenhouse do the work by getting into Buescher's bumper. And then in the exact right moment, he went. He did not just win. He became NASCAR's newest race winner. And the celebration? He hung out the window of the number 77. He drove it up to the wall. And then he parked against the wall and burned the tires off the car in front of the Talladega crowd. That is not a guy who did not know what that win meant. That is a young driver who has been waiting his whole career for that moment. So let us put the whole race together now. Hocevar wins. Buescher second by 0.114 seconds. Alex Bowman third for Hendrick Motorsports. Chase Elliott fourth, also Hendrick. Zane Smith fifth for Front Row Motorsports. SVG finishes 20th.